Good evening. My name is Joe Bandel, and I am the last Rosicrucian. Tonight we're going to consider the question, can an individualist be unselfish? People say that individualists think only of themselves, and nothing could be further from the truth. This is one of the great lies directed against individualists, and it deserves a little investigation and consideration. To think unselfishly in consideration of others, especially loved ones, is one of the most common things in life. We love to help others, to support others, to be friends to others. This is healthy and this is human, and individualists do it all the time, believe it or not. But the individualist draws a line in the sand when he or she is told that they need to help others, to support others, and to befriend others. As long as we are doing the choosing, we are in control, and what we offer to others is truly unselfish and from the heart. As soon as it becomes an obligation or a moral duty, when it becomes something that we should do, it is no longer freely given, and it is no longer an unselfish act. I can't help myself. That's the way I am. You ever heard that? That phrase doesn't cut it anymore for the true individualists. Their thoughts, feelings, and actions are not ruled by obsession, but by personal choice. To be obsessed by something is to allow it to become the master of us, and that takes away any free will or choice. It's absolutely healthy to be enthused and excited about something, but not to the point that we become slaves to it. If I had made a bucket list of the 20 most important things that I would like to do in life, I've already done the top 18 and only have a few at the bottom of the list left to go. Granted, none of the things that I did turned out the way that I expected them to, or even the way that I wanted them to. But I did them, and nobody can take that away from me, and doing those things has made me the person that I am today. There are so many people that I see who don't even try to reach for their dreams. They don't believe in themselves enough to even give it a chance. That is because they lack self-esteem and have a poor sense of self. They don't believe in themselves, and they don't believe in their own ability to do things. So they don't even try, and their life, their entire youth is wasted, and their old age is spent in bitterness for what they could have done. Make no mistake about this, the failure to act and believe in yourself is a habit that prevails within our modern society. We are daily we're bombarded with messages that we should not act on our own, but call professionals in to do things for us. We are not encouraged to be self-reliant in any way at all, and that is a big problem. Individualism. Being an individualist. Only an individualist can pursue their dream, but they can include others in that dream. It's kind of crazy how you talk about, okay, the individualist is so egocentric, they're thinking of themselves all the time. No, not at all. But when you reach out to others, when you want to share with others, the idea is that you're sharing, you're truly sharing. But you're sharing from you. You're not sharing because you need to share. You're not sharing out of an obligation. And win-win situations. I find that I need to keep bringing up that the belief that if you as an individual do what it is that's truly right for you to do, the world will rejoice and the world will benefit from it. And so will you. When we find that thing, and we can only find it by taking care of ourselves, by following our personal goals. In every place you look out there, there's somebody going, this way, this is what we're doing, this is what we follow, this is the politically correct thing to do. Do you realize that if everybody did what was politically correct, there would be no differences? Differences is what makes us unique and what makes us interesting. I work at a factory. I do repair work on electronic equipment. But that factory has this flow line concept. And what it is everything's got to be methodical, everything's got to be machine-like and rhythmical. And maybe I'll even switch metaphors here and I'll go to music. A computer can come up with a beautiful type of music, but what happens is the human mind finds that machine-like inflexibility, that machine-like monotony, unbearable. It simply can't thrive. And it's the breaks from that monotonous stuff. It's the flaws, if you will, the things that are inconsistent, the things that change during the day, that make every day a little more interesting, that make another person a little more interesting. I can take these videos and I as an example, I believe that I'm sharing a viewpoint that's probably unfamiliar because it's not really politically correct. I don't expect it to be politically correct. But that, if you find this interesting, if you find my videos interesting, that's probably why. I'm not like everybody else out there. I'm not beating the same drum as everybody else. But at the same time, I'm talking about something that hits, it resonates in the core. To listen to the still small voice of conscience that's in our hearts and to follow that voice, to do what we came here to do. The thing in life, whatever it is, it's different for each one of us. But that one thing that we can do better than anybody else. Not doing the same thing that everybody else is doing. And to believe in ourselves. And if we can believe in ourselves, and if we can do those, if we can stand out and be a little different, we're creating a space where other people can do that too. It's important. I used to do driver's ed for teenagers, and I loved it. And I always had a good relationship with, I'd say 95% of the students. There's always these few people who you're not going to hit it off with. There's some chemistry that's wrong or something like that. But 95%, and I'd say, and then there's those ones that you really hit it off with well. But I let them be who they were. And I was being myself, and I wasn't pretending to be a smart teacher or bigger than they are, you know, this kind of stuff. It was just, hey, let's just do this. And they loved it because they did not feel threatened. They felt that they could be themselves. And being yourself is self-centered, right? It's kind of like, but you can only by being yourself can you give of yourself to somebody else. If you're pretending to be somebody else, how can you give of yourself? In a love relationship, for example, you can't do it. How can, if somebody else is never themselves, how can they give to you? This idea of selflessness, selfishness, egocentric things, there's a lot to be sorted out because things are not as politically correct, the stance that, oh, all you do is think about yourself. No, that's not the way it goes. But you can't be forced to think about things that you don't agree with, things that are not right for you. And that's the difference. That's what we're talking about. These are just some thoughts to kind of get you going, because I'm going to come back around and hammer on a lot of these, because being authentic is the greatest gift that you can give to yourself, the greatest gift that you can give to somebody else, and the greatest gift that you can give to the world. In allowing other people to be authentic is the greatest gift that you can give to them. Think about it, and I think if you put it in your heart, it'll resonate, because it's true. Have a good day, and thank you for watching.